Namaste friends, my name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel VedicAstroAmit.com. This is our series for all the 12 rising signs. We're looking at year 2025 month by month, specifically based on the solar transit also. Sun stays in a sign for 1 month approximately. So we'll go as per those dates, but then what other planets are doing as well. So we're looking at all the slow moving planets, also Mars, but we're not looking at Venus and Mercury because those are, could be retrograde. And so for that, I'll be making separate videos. But this is very comprehensive, going into very details. And then we have eclipses, but also you have to look at your natal chart. That will change this prediction. And also what planetary period, dasha, antardasha you're running, those will hugely impact the results. So let's begin. This is for Gemini rising. So this is the third in the series. This is for Gemini rising, all the 12 months for year 2025. So the first one is from December 15th through January 13th. This is the month when Sun is in Sagittarius. Sun just entered Sagittarius, December 14th. So Sun in the seventh house. First of all, that it could be problematic for your one-on-one connections, for your relationships. Be very careful. There could be ego issues. That is especially true for Sun in the seventh house. Could be from your side or from your partner's side. Secondly, this is like very Pitta planet. So you got to be very gentle. And Sun may sometimes ignore the presence of their partner. So that's very important advice or recommendation to keep in mind. Otherwise, you can do big projects, big things with your spouse, with your partners this month. That is Sun in the seventh house in Sagittarius. Rahu Ketu continue to be in your 10th house and fourth house, respectively. That means a lot of focus on work. So this year, since last November, you've been focusing a lot on your work, and you may have ignored your home life a little bit. So you need a work-life balance. That's very, very important. So Rahu Ketu will be there for another 5 months. So Rahu will make you work really hard. Rahu is ambition. So you may keep pushing the envelope. You may be thinking, oh, I just want a little more success in my career, a little more, one more promotion or just reach new heights. So that is Rahu in the 10th house, but it's lack of satisfaction, a lot of chaos, unsettled energy. At the same time, Ketu in the fourth house, probably difficulties in your home front or detachment from your home, or with your family members or with your mother especially. So those things will, that energy will still be there. So that's why you have to find a balance, work-life balance. Then Jupiter is retrograde, has been retrograde in Taurus. So that means wants to give you results of the 11th house. So financially it'll be rewarding. So see your Rahu in the 10th house and Jupiter retro coming back to the 11th house means for career, for your profession, for your work, this will be fantastic. This will give you a lot of material success. And at the same time, Saturn is in ninth house. So that will help you develop long-term connection with your gurus. You will also have a solid foundation in terms of your spiritual path. So you'll discover, what is your dharma, what is your path, ultimately what makes you, happy, what's your purpose. So all of those questions will be answered while Saturn is going through your ninth house in the sign of Aquarius. Then we have Mars is retrograde, continues to be retrograde and debilitated in the sign of Cancer. That means from Cancer, it wants to come back to your first house, that is Gemini, give you results as if it's sitting in the first house. So be careful about aggression. Mars will be retrograde here for a couple more months. So don't be aggressive. Don't pick up any fights. Be gentle. Don't be too harsh on yourself. Now, good remedy for that is because Mars is giving results of the first house, any physical work, physical exercise, those things will be very, very powerful. And then also, the other remedies you can check out on my website, remedies, the planetary remedies for different planets. So that's the overall picture. But then, of course, you have to look at the Venus and the Mercury, what they're doing, especially for Gemini rising. Mercury is very important. Whatever Mercury is doing in the skies, that will impact you directly for Gemini rising because your Lagna Lord is Mercury as well. That's the first month of the year. Then we have from January 13th through February 12th, Sun will be in the sign of Capricorn. Now, Capricorn Sun will be in your eighth house. Wherever Sun goes, that area of life gets illuminated. So you get name and fame, or at least more knowledge, more discovery about those houses. So Sun in the eighth house will help you discover the secrets of the universe. This is the perfect month for you to dive deep into spiritual wisdom. Maybe start learning astrology or any other energy healing things like that. And then this month may also give you inheritance or some sorts of rewards, money from other people. Okay, and then we have Rahu Ketu continue to be in the 10th and 4th house respectively. Watch the previous month's section to understand that energy, and Saturn continues to be in Aquarius. So the same thing, the big shifts happening are this month, the big changes are Jupiter will be direct as of February 4th. So until February 4th, Jupiter will continue to give you results of the 11th house, more financial abundance, more connection on social media, connection with friends. But starting February 4th, Jupiter will be direct. So that means now it'll give you more results of the 12th house. So better success abroad, more connection with foreign people, foreign projects, and also your subconscious mind will be awakened. The gurus will give you blessings in your dreams, in your sleep. Do yoga nidra, do past life regression, do astral travel. And also, this is a good period from 4th February through May. That is when Jupiter will continue to be in your 12th house. Good time to give donation to the priests, donation to the temples, donation to causes abroad, and also foreign travel for you, like a spiritual pilgrimage, especially Sun in the 8th, Jupiter in the 12th, Ketu in the 4th. Absolutely, your Moksha Trikona is completely activated this month. Moksha Trikona is the 4th, 8th, and the 12th house. It's all three very, very dharmic spiritual planets. So fantastic period to go dive deep into spirituality, spiritual travel, donations, all of those things. And then Mercury will actually, not Mercury, Mars has been retrograde, and it will enter sign of Gemini while still being retrograde. So be careful with anger. Be careful with any aggressive energy. And best remedies to do lots of physical work, exercise, yoga, walking. So all those will help you. And then Hanuman Chalisa, Hanuman mantras are very good. So Mars will be entering the sign of Gemini, and it'll still be retrograde. That means it'll still have impact on your 12th house. That's the previous sign. So that's the overall analysis. You have to look at Mercury and Venus, what they're doing. I have separate videos on those. And then for daily transits, you can look at the moon's transit. So this is the second month of the year. Then we have from February 12th through March 14th. Sun will be in the sign of Aquarius in your ninth house and joining Saturn. So this will bring focus to your dharma, to your higher studies, to your wisdom, to your gurus, to your pilgrimage, long distance travels. So this will help you discover what is your dharma, what is your purpose, what is your path, what is your belief system. That this is a great month for diving deep into all of those, and also making connections with the gurus, being humble when it comes to dealing with gurus or temples. Be very humble. That's the lesson here, because Saturn and Sun are considered enemies. So now Jupiter continues to be in your 12th house and it's direct. So all the things we discussed in the previous month's section, watch that. Mars now is finally direct. Okay, so it goes direct on the 23rd of May. So direct Mars is much better in Lagna, because that means you can channel that physical energy, that action in the positive direction. So this is great month to be more proactive, take more action, do things right away, implement things, and do lots of physical work, hatha yoga, exercise, walking. All of those are good remedies for you. And for Gemini rising, this is you are um, the you have to look at the Mercury and Venus very closely, but also this month there may be some issues, challenges with your father, his health, or in general, your connection with him. So you have to be careful these actually next couple of months. So this month and the next month, because Sun will be with the enemies, the Saturn, and then with Rahu. So that's the month of mid-February through mid-March. Then the month of March and mid-March through mid-April, 14th March through 13th April, that's when Sun will be in Pisces. This is going to be a very, very monumental month, very massive changes. First of all, there'll be two major eclipses taking place. First one, that's a total lunar eclipse on March 14th. That's throughout the world pretty much. So that'll be taking place in Leo, actually. So that is your third house. So there'll be total eclipse, total lunar eclipse in your third house. So be careful dealing with your siblings, your close friends, with your neighbors, and also with your communication and networking and like your writing. So that you have to be very careful. Big eclipse taking place in your third house. That's the lunar eclipse on March 14th. Then we have solar eclipse. That is I have termed it the biggest eclipse of the century, biggest solar eclipse of the century. That'll be in the sign of Pisces. Okay. So there'll be 5 planets in Pisces on March 29th when the eclipse takes place. So this will shift your career. This will completely change, modify, alter maybe the line of work you're in, or at least the job. So this will make you think about aligning your purpose with your career. And then we have Sun is sitting with the 10th house, with Rahu in the 10th house. There could be a lot of ego issues. There could be a lot of this tussle for power. Okay, so you got to be just let go of any of that energy. And then Rahu Ketu continue to be in the 10th and the 4th house. So watch the previous sections for that. And then now Saturn will also change signs in March. So Saturn will enter the sign of Pisces on March 29th. So that means there will be a lot of concentration in your 10th house. So the whole focus will be career, but you don't want to neglect your home life. That's the 4th house. So pay attention to home life also. So that's very, very important. So that's what's happening. I have separate videos for lunar eclipse and the solar eclipse. So those are very monumental. Okay. Next we have mid-April through mid-May. So that's when now we have April 13th through May 14th. This will bring huge relief, actually. You see, there are no retrograde planets, and Saturn has settled into the sign of Pisces in the 10th house. Rahu Ketu, of course, continue to be here in the 10th house and the 4th house, but Sun will be in Aries. This will be exalted Sun in your 11th house. So focus will be on social media. You can shine, you know, you can be very, very effective and as a leader on social media. You'll also develop partnerships with people of high stature. It'll also help you tame your desires. You'll have more sattvic and dharmic desires rather than just excessive desires. And then Rahu Ketu continue to be in the 10th and the 4th house. Watch the previous section for that. And then Jupiter in Pisces as well. So Rahu and Saturn, I'm sorry, not Jupiter, Saturn in Pisces. So Rahu and Saturn both in the 10th house. There'll be a lot of chaos, movement, change, transformation in your career. There could also be frustration, like lack of clarity because of Rahu. But it's all about big things, big projects, big initiatives. So that's the energy. So you got to do lots of grounding exercises, oil massage, pranayam. That'll help with all of the any issues with the 10th house, that is career. At the same time, Mars has become direct now. It's in the second house, in the sign of Cancer. It's still debilitated. So be careful with your speech. There is possibility of anger and aggression in your speech. So that's what's happening this month. Much better, much positive energy, much more gentle energy than the previous month that had 2 eclipses. Then from May through June, 14th May through 14th June, Sun will be in Taurus in your 12th house. So Sun in the 12th house means a complete loss of ego. If you still have any ego, then you'll be in trouble. Sun in the 12th house means activating the subconscious mind. Uh, so do lots of meditation, lots of past life regression or energy healing, any of that. You'll develop, this personal connection with the ancestors. Sun in the 12th house. Also, it'll um, introduce you to like opportunities in the foreign countries or foreign people, or just for foreign travel for pilgrimage. Then we have Jupiter. So that's the big major shift happening this month. 14th of May, Jupiter changes signs, enters the sign of Gemini. So, uh, initial couple months, few months, or few weeks could be unstable, but still, Jupiter has finally entered your first house, your Lagna. This will lift up the whole chart as if the Guru is sitting on your head. You'll have blessings of the Gurus and wisdom from within for one full year, from May 2025 through May 2026. So this is a fantastic change for you. Saturn continues to be direct, in the 10th house. Now, Ketu will also be changing signs. So, this is a very important month for transits, major transits. Jupiter changing signs and Rahu Ketu changing sign. Rahu Ketu will move to your ninth house and third house, respectively. There could be challenges dealing with your younger siblings or with your friends or with your neighbors, especially because Mars is also entering the sign of Leo yeah, on the 6th of June. So there's a lot of pitta, this anger, fiery energy in your third house. That's good for courage. It'll give you a lot of courage. You'll feel very, very strong dealing with day-to-day challenges, but there may be a lot of aggression and also in your communication, marketing, all of that, you have to be very gentle. Okay, so then Rahu in the ninth house will give you unconventional spiritual wisdom, unconventional path. You'll look for something that's not, rooted in the past. You want something innovative as per your spiritual path. So that's Rahu in the ninth house. You may have challenges with your gurus also, so try not to have any ego or issues with the gurus. At the same time, Ketu in the third house, as I explained. But Ketu in the third house will give you intuition to learn a lot of new things, new skills. So this is a fantastic period. Ketu's transit in your third house for full 1.5 year period. Pick up some skills, do some marketing or writing, especially publishing. All of those will be very, very strong. So that's the month of mid-May through mid-June. Then we have mid-June through 16th of July. Sun will be in Gemini, your Lagna. Absolutely fantastic, very powerful energy for you. Jupiter, the Guru sitting in Lagna, and now the Sun, Surya Bhavan, will be in your Lagna in the first house. You'll rise and shine as a leader. You'll discover who you are. You'll shed light on the purpose of your life. This will also improve your health a lot. Huge improvement in your health. You'll feel strong, more immunity. That's all Sun in Gemini in the first house, sitting with the Jupiter. Then we also have Saturn will be going retrograde starting 12th of July, almost the end of this month duration. So Saturn will go retrograde means again, instead of 10th house, Saturn will give you results of the ninth house. Now, ninth house will have the energy of Saturn and Sun together. So that means there could be a lot of chaos and confusion with respect to your spiritual path or difficulties with your gurus. But good time for higher education and for figuring out what is your path. And then Ketu and Mars. Now Mars has entered Leo, so both of them sitting in your third house. Be very, very careful in your written communication. Learn some new skills. Be careful dealing with your younger siblings or your close friends or your neighbors. This will give you a lot of energy to do like short distance travel within the city, like running errands or meeting people. Uh, so absolutely fantastic for that. But you just need to keep one thing in mind. There could be anger, aggression, frustration. So keep those emotions in check. Otherwise, very good time to go out and meet people and do marketing and networking and all of that. So that's for this month, June 14th through July 16th. Next, we have July 16 through August 16. That's when Sun will be in the sign of Cancer. So Sun in Cancer is not that strong because it's the sign of Mother. It's a water sign. Sun is a fire graha, Agni graha. So in the second house, Sun will make you a speaker. This is absolutely perfect to deliver speech. And also the sign of Cancer, it's very deep. So there is a combination of Sun and the Moon. You'll come across very sweet, but also as a leader. That's the theme here. Jupiter continues to be in your Lagna. Blessings of the Gurus. Watch the previous sections for that explanation. Saturn, Rahu, and Ketu doing exactly same thing as last month. Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, so giving you results of the ninth house. Now, one other big shift happening is Mars will be moving from Leo to Virgo. So that'll bring relief for your third house because there'll be less aggressive energy. But still, Mars goes to the fourth house means good for real estate and good for doing physical work around the house like renovation or painting a room or doing things at home, but also outside like physical exercise will be very much needed and it'll be very, very fruitful. So that's what's happening for this month, mid-July through mid-August. From 16th August to 16th September, Sun will be in Leo. Sun is the ruler of Leo. So that's your third house. That is fantastic normally, but then Ketu also sitting there. So this is again, there's an eclipse taking place on the 7th of September. So Sun and Ketu in the third house, you could have aggression. You may have ego issues with your younger siblings, especially. So be very careful in your communication, and also especially your writing, any newsletters, stuff like that. Be very, very careful what you're sending out. Rahu Ketu continue to be in the ninth and the third. Watch the previous sections for that explanation. Saturn continues to be retrograde in Pisces. And now Mars is changing from your fourth house over to your fifth house. So that will be a welcome change, because Mars in the fourth house could have been causing a lot of stress and anger and frustration in your home environment. So this will be a big relief. Now Mars will go to the fifth house. That is connected with our children, romantic relationships. You have to be gentle with your children, or with your romantic relationships. So that's the overall picture for this month. Now, September 16th through October 17th. That is when we have another eclipse. Sun, September 21st. Sun will be transiting through your fourth house in the sign of Virgo. That means it'll bring light to your home environment. You cannot ignore your home environment, your family, especially your mother also. So you'll do a lot of things at home. You'll act as a leader though. But this month will help you understand what makes you happy long term. In other words, what is your purpose? Why you're here? Our purpose makes us happy. So you'll find out, discover your purpose with Sun in the fourth house. Now, um, fourth house also has Papakartari this month, because Mars on one side and Ketu on the other side. There will be a lot of pressure, and see all three Pitta planets, Mars, Ketu, and Saturn, ganging up on the fourth house. So there could be a lot of anger still. There could be a lot of aggression, and it could just be that leadership energy, but could be damaging for other people. And then Saturn continues to be retrograde in the sign of Pisces in your 10th house. Watch previous sections for that. And then Jupiter continues to be in your Lagna. That is fantastic. You'll continue to receive blessings of the gurus and ancestors um, throughout this month. Then October 17th through November 16th. Sun will be debilitated in your fifth house. So there could be challenges with your children. There could be challenges with your romantic partners. Not a good month for speculative investments. Mars will be shifting. Mars will be changing from fifth house to your sixth house. So Mars in the sixth house will give you fighting ability. You'll be like a warrior, literally. You can take care of your inner weaknesses or external obstacles, challenges, enemies, all that. Mars in the sixth house. And Sun in the fifth actually will also give you a lot of creativity, and it's good for digestion. Your digestion will improve. You should create a lot of new stuff, new projects, new ideas, and work with your children to create something beautiful. Saturn continues to be retrograde in Pisces, and Rahu Ketu continue to be in the same signs. Watch the previous sections for that description. Now, Jupiter has moved on to the sign of Cancer. It was a very quick, and short stay in Gemini. So on 18th October, Jupiter enters Cancer, but then as soon as it enters within a month, so by 11th of November, it'll turn direct. So the direct Jupiter will actually give you results of the as if Jupiter is in the first house. So again, the blessings of the gurus will remain. There'll be expansion in your personality, realizing the truth. But for almost 1 month, 18th of October through 11 November, Jupiter will be direct in the sign of Cancer. That's exalted Jupiter. So speech is very powerful. This is the month for you to be a speaker, literally like to a large audience on the world stage. So that's the energy going on. Next is the last month, pretty much, of the year, November 16th through December 15th. That's when Sun will be in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sixth house. So focus will be on health, your own health, and maybe becoming a healer, helping other people, volunteer service. That is all Sun in the sixth house. And then also Mars has been in your sixth house as well. That's good for legal matters, or dealing with the enemies, all of that. It'll help you with that. And now Sun joining there, absolutely fantastic. And also good opportunities to be a leader in your job, in your work. That is sixth house. Saturn now finally goes direct in Pisces, so it'll give you better results for your career. So this will mark 27th of November is when your career will start, looking up. Much better opportunities, long-term foundation. And then Mars is actually moving to your seventh house of relationships on 7th of December. That could be problematic for relationships because seventh house also has aspect of Ketu. So there's a lot of Pitta fiery energy in your seventh house of relationships. So be very, very gentle with your partner. So that's the last month of the year. So that's the overall picture for the sign of Gemini, Gemini rising, Gemini Lagna for the year 2025. Of course, you have to look at your natal chart and superimpose that with the transit charts that I showed. And if you want a deep dive on your chart, you can book a consultation, VedicAstrology.com. And if you're interested in learning Jyotish astrology in a traditional, authentic, practical manner, you can join our live courses on Zoom, or you can buy the pre-recorded version. So thank you for watching. Thanks for your time. And if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. And I wish you all a very auspicious 2025. Namaskar.